Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today is my 15th month review of my BMW M2. Alright guys, so for this 15-month review, what I did is I went on the BMW forum, see if anybody had any questions for me, and I got a really good response from Hoya, aka, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, I apologize if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it looks like you have an M2 on order, so congratulations. So I'm going to answer some of your questions. Some of the questions I'll get out of the car to do, and some we'll do from inside here, because it's 90 degrees out. Right now, so I've had this car over 15 months. By the time you see this, it'll probably be pushing 16 months. But at the time of this filming, I have 8,665 miles. So I bought this car brand new. You guys know the story. You probably watched all the videos. I actually put a deposit down on this car in 2015 and took delivery one of the first batch of cars. I got the first allocation of my dealer. I took delivery May 6th of 2016. So how did I get the first allocation? When the car was rumored, first allocation of my dealer. When it was rumored to be out, I immediately called a couple dealers. Some dealers believed that there was going to be a car, some didn't. Some wanted a market adjustment, some wanted $10,000 above sticker. So I called maybe 3 or 4 dealers. By the time I got to the 4th dealer, I had a dealer that I'd done business with before, and I was able to secure an allocation, their first allocation at sticker price. And I also bought the first E90 M3 from them back in 2008. So 2008 I did the same thing just before that came out, and there wasn't much of a wait. It was just before the E92 and E90 came out, and I basically got their first allocation for their first E90. There were a couple launch cars, if I remember correctly, back in 08, which were fully loaded cars, and basically the dealer would pick the color and come with every single option, and instead of a $60,000 car, it was like an $80,000 car with all the options. So I got the first allocation you can order, which was about a week or two later after the launch cars, and I had an Interlagos blue 6-speed manual sunroof delete. So that's kind of what attracted me to the M2. Is obviously I had an E90 M3 in Interlagos blue, E46 M3 in Laguna Seca blue. I like stick shift rear wheel drive sunroof delete cars. So when I heard that there could be an M2, I already had a 1M in my garage, and I said, wow, if there's a new version of the 1M, I want it. So I was able to go in the dealer early, and this is a question I get all the time: did you pay MSRP? And the answer is yes. But when you put your order down and put your deposit, they'll fill out a bill of sale for you, and you write on that bill of sale that you're getting that allocation at MSRP. So you're always taking a chance that they could be discounting cars, and now you promise you're going to pay MSRP, but realistically, I know there were a lot of markups when the M2 came out, and people were waiting a year or 18 months or 6 months to get a car, and how did I get the first allocation with MSRP? I made them put it in writing. Now, if they told me, I called a couple dealers before that wanted market adjustments, and I just didn't give them a deposit, because I'm not going to put a deposit just to get an allocation. I have to pay $5,000 or $10,000 over because the dealer, wants a market adjustment. So I do have the executive package for me in 2016. I wish it was 2006. In 2016, it made a lot of sense. Typically, when you get these cars, when I put the deposit down on the car, I thought that this car, Car and Driver or somebody said that this should be a $52,000 base price, which was accurate, and figure with $62,000 you're gonna be with options. Every BMW is 10 grand in options, right? Just like Porsche and everything else. So, to my surprise, when I came to actually spec the car and place the order, it was color. I think the Long Beach Blue was $500 or $550 option. Manual transmission was free. So I believe the only other option was the executive package, which gave you like 6 things for $1,250. And mine's a 2016 model, so it didn't have the backup camera like the 2017s. I think by law, 2017 they have to be standard the backup camera, but in 2016s they were optional. So for $1,250, I think the navigation was in there. Somebody can correct me, I can't remember. But you got the possibly navigation. I don't know if that was standard in the executive package. You got a backup camera, a couple miscellaneous options, and then a big one was the auto high beams. Now, that may be newer in BMWs recently. I don't think the M2 was the first car. I think some other ones had it, but I had a 2009 or 2012, something like that, Jeep Cherokee, and that had that. So the auto high beams. And I remember my father telling me when he was a kid, my grandfather had a car, and I don't know what year it was or what make or model that had the auto high beams. Auto high beams is a new technology, but it works fantastic. If you live in a rural area, I don't live in a rural area, but I come home late at night a lot from playing hockey, like midnight, 1 in the morning. A lot of times I'm the only one on the road. That's a tremendous option to have. So what you do is you're just driving along, you press the button, it'll keep your high beams on unless some car is coming the other way, and it works perfect. So if you're on the highway and now a car comes in the distance, it'll shut it off. If you're on a country road and another car is coming over the ridge somewhere or turning towards you, it'll shut it off. So it'll have high beams when nobody's on the road, and it'll be low beams when somebody is on the road. So it works great. I wish every car had that option. It's great for safety, and you can really see, where I live, there's no street lights, so it's pitch black at night. Probably where you live, it might be the same way, and it's a fantastic option to have. All right, I had to pull in the shade here. It's 90 degrees here in August in New Jersey, so I was dying in the sun shooting the intro here. So some of the questions are, how is the paint holding up? Well, the paint is holding up great. Actually, I have no scratches or no dents or no dings anywhere on the car, but I'm really careful where I park it. I don't park near anybody. So I'm the guy at the supermarket or at the office building that's parked all the way at the end by himself. So I only have one chip in the hood here, which is actually a pretty big chip. And that happened literally when I bought the car. So that happened like the first weekend I had it. I think I had to go through a construction zone or something, or I got behind a dump truck or something and it kicked up a bunch of rocks. Okay, so one of the other questions was if, paint chips, especially in behind the wheels. So obviously on the rear fender here, my 1M is littered with paint chips here, and BMW got smart. They put the clear bra here, which should be right on the rear fender. So if rocks kick up from the front, and I think my 993 Turbo has this too, it just hits right here, and then you don't have to worry about getting chips. So all this will clean off. Forgive me, the car was dirty. I wasn't planning on filming today, but kind of fell behind schedule. Now the front of the car, the car is very low to the ground. And what I like about Porsches is they have a lip underneath that's basically a $100 plastic piece, and if you damage it, you're protected. So there's some stuff in front of the wheels. I don't know if you can see that with the camera. The pavement is so hot I don't feel like laying on it. But my car is perfect underneath. So again, I've had this car 15 months, almost 16 months actually by the time you see this. But I am super careful. I avoid steep driveways. One of the reasons I bought my house is it had a flat driveway, because at that time I was doing a lot of track days, and I wanted to make sure I could change my tires with the jack right in my driveway since I didn't have room in the garage. So the bottom of my car is actually perfect, but I do a lot to get it that way. If I know I'm going to a place that has a steep driveway or a gas station, I'll go to another gas station. If I have to go to some place would work, I'll take my Jeep Cherokee because I know that has higher ground clearance. So I've been super careful, and it's perfect. My 1M is the same way. My S54 Coupe is the same way. NSX is the same way. They're all low to the ground, and I'm super careful with it. All right, the next couple of questions have to do with driving the car. So you know what? Let's go drive. Alright guys, so let me give you a channel update while I'm recording here. Oh, by the way, you got to drive this car in Sport or Sport Plus. Comfort mode is just a regular BMW. Alright guys, so a couple updates on the channel before I forget. This BMW M2 was actually just reviewed a couple days ago, from when I'm filming this, by David Patterson from This Dude in Blue. So I'm sure if you follow my channel, you probably already follow his channel, but he does some really awesome car reviews, and he drove this car the other day and loved it, and you'll see the review of it on his channel probably in the next couple of weeks. Also, I was just a guest over the phone, I guess, over our computers, of the podcast of Matt Moorman's podcast. You know Matt from Obsessed Garage, and Matt actually follows our podcast. I'm on the one of the co-hosts with Rob Ferretti on the Super Speeders podcast, and Matt Moorman was watching our podcast, and he asked me to be a guest on the show. So it's great. We talked for over an hour on cars, and if you want to learn a lot about my background or how I got into cars, what my first car was, listen to Matt's podcast. And he was like, whoops, it's really, New Jersey has the bumpiest roads and it drives me nuts. But listen to Matt's podcast, because he got a lot of information out of me. So if you guys want some more personal stuff and a peek into my daily life, leave a comment below, and I'll try to make more videos than that. I've been concentrating on car reviews, but if you want to see some other stuff, I can give you more background about me and how I'm obsessed with cars. So the difference, you'll see Matt and I are both car guys, but obviously we look at things differently. He'll tell you that he's kind of like his garage and washing the cars, and the cars kind of go out from there, where I'm kind of obsessed with cars, and I don't care if I live in a shed as long as I can have a bunch of cars. Like a house isn't important to me, but cars are. I'm really just focused on cars all the time and obsessed with them. I haven't done any track days with this car. In fact, all the cars I own, I haven't done any track days with. But my background, I've been doing track days. I started, probably 15 years ago, 17 years ago, I believe I started doing track days. So I've done probably at least 50 autocrosses and at least 50 track days at various tracks here in the Northeast. And I don't track my cars right now, because some of the cars I have now are collectible, or at least they increase in value. And track day can really wear down your car. And what it really does is ruin the front paint of your car. You'll need your front bumper painted if you do a lot of track days. So if you're going to do some track days, do a clear bra. And also, even the best street cars don't make good track cars. Track cars make good track cars. Now, newer cars like M3s, M4s, you can get ceramic brakes, which are certainly a big help. I prefer to drive a track car on the track. So typically what I do is, if I do a track day, and again, typically on the weekends now, I'm filming your car reviews, not doing track days like I used to. And typically though, if I do a track day, what I do is I co-drive a friend's car. So some of my friends have cars set up for the track, and we just co-drive it. And that's easier. Their car's already a track rat. The paint's already gone, and it's got good brakes and all that other stuff. So typically, wow, there's a lot of deer around here. Typically, that's what I do for track days. So I think this would make a great track car. Obviously, you're going to have wear and tear on your car, so just keep that in mind. Depends what you're going to do with it. If you love this car and you're going to keep it forever, track the heck out of it. If you're looking to sell it and get top dollar, you don't want road rash all over your car from the track. And how it happens is typically not from you. The person in front of you goes off, puts one wheel in the dirt, and now kicks up rocks all over you. And typically that guy is not the best driver. That's why you're close and gaining on him and kind of right behind him. So when he goes into the dirt, he sprays all over your car and ruins your nice paint finish. And I just love, bright blue cars, and I'm trying to get this finish to look as good as possible. Rev matching. Well, rev matching, you get used to it. It's funny, I was watching a video the other day about right-hand drive cars where you have to do stick shift with your left hand, and person's going really fast on this 20-mile-an-hour road. And yeah, they say you get used to it. Even driving on the right side of the car, shifting with your left hand, you get used to it. And there's not one smooth road here in New Jersey. I can't believe how bumpy this road is. And they said you get used to it. So you know what? You get used to the rev matching. I mean, in a couple days, a week, you'll be so used to it. It's good. If you're newer to drive stick, I think this is the perfect car because, you know, the BMW stick shifts, they don't roll back on hills. You have the rev matching. So this would be a great first stick shift car. And even whether you're a new driver or you've been driving automatics your whole life, I think you'll really like, this is a car to try sticking because BMW makes it easy for you. The clutch is nice and light, so if you're stuck in heavy traffic, it's not a chore to do it. It rev matches, so it's foolproof. If you're not that good doing heel toe, this will make you great at it because the rev matching. This is another M2. Look at that. There you go. I've seen that guy around town, this white M2. And I'm distracted now. I think it's a very excellent car to try stick on. If you want to do DCT, of course, that's going to be faster and you're getting the best technology. BMW, of course, has a fantastic dual clutch transmission, but don't be afraid of getting this car in stick. I don't think a stick shift can get much easier than this car. So because I don't do track days, what do? I do a lot of spirited drives, and it's easier than, you know, the good tracks around here would be Lime Rock, Pocono, and I'd probably have to go 2 hours in each direction from where I live. You know, you get there at 7 in the morning for tech inspection, so I'm leaving my house at 5. You do a track day at 4 o'clock, you get home 6, 7 o'clock. So it's a full day. It's a 12-hour day, and it's a thrill a minute, and I've done it a million times. Now I kind of like, these roads that I film on are 5 minutes from my house, and these are, you know, these roads have the maximum speed limits like 40, 50 miles an hour. So that's where I do most of my filming, just to do a car review. But where I go to stretch my legs, if you watch the M Coupe drive, that was up in Harriman State Park, also known as Bear Mountain. And I have an NSX video that's going to come up showing the same thing. And that's about, whoops, look at all the deer. This is, and I'm shooting this at 3 in the afternoon and there's deer everywhere. But they're usually out at dawn and dusk. So typically on the weekends, or they even have a big car show on Wednesday nights, go up to Bear Mountain. It's a nice drive to get there, which is about 30 minutes north of where I live. And then you can drive around there. There's a million roads. I mean, it's just acres and acres of great driving roads. You got to be careful because there's a lot of, RVs driving around. There are a lot of cyclists, especially. There are a lot of, bicyclists and motorcyclists. So you want to be very careful. You don't want to cut any corners, stay on your side of the double line. But the driving experience is great. So I do spirited drives in the mountains, and I do those as often as I can. And I could do it for an hour and then go home. So I didn't spend 12 hours and hundreds of dollars at the track, plus wear and tear on my car, plus possibly damage, plus possibly getting hurt. And again, I love track days, and some spirited drives. Like I heard Matt Farah said this, that he didn't really do track days anymore. He would just drive in the canyons for a couple hours, and that's kind of what I do, either by myself or with my friends, and we have a fantastic time. Now, in all the months I've been filming these M2 reviews, I've only run into 2 M2s. So I should have started, but I didn't have a YouTube channel yet when I first bought the car in May of 2016. I think I started, the first M2 video I did, I think, is 5 months in. I did a 5-month review, and then I've done a monthly review since then. So now month 15, doing 10 months of filming this, I've only seen 2 M2s. One I saw doing the 12-month review, and now I just saw this white one on the 15-month review. So now you're starting to see M2s. I guess people are getting their cars now. So, it makes a lot of sense for to see some more cars out there. I know my dealership had 5 slightly used. I think they were all Long Beach Blue. So if you're looking for an M2 and you want to buy one now, you don't want to wait, send me an email, I'll put you in touch with my salesman. You could get you know, an M2 with some miles on it, probably for about 50 grand or so. But you'll have your car now and you won't have to wait. These roads are so bumpy. I'm gonna have to just be parked, I think, when I do the reviews. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video of my 15-month M2 review. Thanks so much for your support. If you can just do me a favor, if everybody who watches this video hits the subscribe button, I'd be set with subscribers. So can you please hit the subscribe button and help me out? That would be really appreciated. Please also give this video a thumbs up. Check out our website, glenscarcollection.com, where we have every video we've ever made, as well as interesting articles, and we're adding stuff to the website all the time, so check there and check there often. Leave a positive comment below and share this video with your friends so our channel can grow. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.